Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole. Hi, I am one of the pastors here at the Crossing, and this is your Friday morning devotional, and I'm really happy to be here with you guys. I have been thinking a lot about what to talk about, what we could look at in the Bible this morning, and yesterday answered that question for me, because yesterday was one of my harder days in this whole thing. I just felt this looming sense of failure in every area of life. Looming sense of I am not doing this, whatever this is, right when it comes to my kids. I'm not doing this right when it comes to my house. I'm not doing this right when it comes to my work. And it was just this dark fog that was chasing me all day and trying to just overwhelm me and make me sit down and cry. And I just want to do this right. This feels like this is supposed to be some kind of opportunity. I don't know. I don't know why I think there's a right way to live through whatever it is we're living through right now. But that's what was happening to me. I was being haunted by this idea that I was failing at living through this. And God brought this verse into my head. It's a verse that I memorized years ago because I can be a perfectionist. Obviously, I can be someone who struggles to give herself forgiveness when just all the time. And so this is a verse that has helped me with that. And so if you have any sense of failure right now, if you feel like you're not doing a great job at your job right now, if you feel like you're not finding work fast enough right now, if you just feel like you don't know how to hustle your way through this, you don't know how to be a parent through this, you don't know how to do whatever it is that you're supposed to do through this, then my hope and prayer is that this verse is a gift to you and is something that helps you for years to come, the way that it has helped me and pops back into my head at times like this when I really need it. So it is from 2 Corinthians, and it's chapter 12, and this letter is written by a man. His name's Paul, and Paul is writing about how there is something going on in his life, and we don't know what, but something was going on in his life that was causing him pain and making him feel weak. He said that it was like he's being haunted by something that he wished would go away, but it wouldn't. And I don't know, I relate to that feeling of there's something in my life making me feel weak and I wish it would go away. And what Paul did was he said, he asked God 3 times to take it away. And then God responded to Paul. And these are the words that Paul felt like God gave to him, that he heard God say to his heart and his mind when he was asking for this thing to be taken away. And these are the words that are spoken to us today as well in this. And so it's 2 Corinthians, it is chapter 12, verses 8 through 10 are what I'm going to read. And hopefully they can be a help to you today too. So they say, 3 times I, Paul, pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. But he, God, said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, Paul says, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Those are the words that I have had to memorize, that I have had to carve into my heart so that I can live out of them. God's grace is sufficient for me. Grace is just God's activity in my life. So God's activity in my life is enough. I don't have to earn it or try to be enough. God's activity in my life is enough. And then his power is made perfect in weakness. That's the really revolutionary part. That's the part where if I actually believe that, then I can show up to my life in so much more freedom and joy and power. If I am strong When I am weak, then I can try anything. And so I don't see this verse as permission to just sit around and be on Netflix, because what's the point? I can't do anything anyway. I see this verse as being a command and permission to show up and just do the best I can each day and then let the rest go. It made me think of Bob Ross. So I don't know if you've ever seen Bob Ross, and he had this little painting show, and he one day said, "There are no mistakes, there are just happy accidents."
We just have to sort of make a decision where we want the little stream to come from. Maybe back in here. And I know this is going to look like we're destroying everything. Don't worry about it. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
And that's what this verse means to me. That it's not that I never paint. It's not that I, just give up showing up in my life with everything I've got. I do try to create something with each day. But when there are mistakes, God's got it. His power is actually made perfect in weakness. And so there are no mistakes. There's just happy accidents. And that is incredibly reassuring when we are trying to figure this out right now. That in those moments that you feel weak, just continue to invite God into that weakness. Continue to invite God in and say, okay, you said your power is made perfect in weakness. I found another weakness. Please show up here right now. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. That's why I just decided I would sit down here on the floor with my wet hair and just tell you right away. And try not to overthink it, although you should have seen how much I tried to fix everything before I even sat down here. All right. We don't have to fix it. We just have to show up, try to create something beautiful and good in each day, and trust that those mistakes are happy accidents, that God's grace is sufficient for us, and His power is made perfect in our weaknesses. We are in this together, guys. I am so glad to be a part of the crossing with you. Thank you for being here with me for a few minutes. I hope that you can hold on to this and that you can know that God is in this with you. Bye, guys.